Hello everybody, my name is D Sinks and I'm a commentator for the AVGL Collegiate Smite League. And we've got our finals coming up tomorrow on Sunday before all of the console stuff happens for the finals there. We have Stony Brook University taking on Tarrant County College. Stony Brook will be the challengers taking on a team of former incumbents. So let's introduce the rosters very briefly. Mando Warrior, Mort Brooklyn, Sir Bomberman, Sam for Soccer 2, and Giggle will be taking on Data Remember, Dingo Dow, Cardiac, Puckham, and Osoth. So let's start with a pretty quick breakdown of what these teams actually are. Then I'll get more into how they kind of match up. Mando Warrior, Mort Brooklyn both currently play on the Commitment Committee, which is a Challenger Circuit team. Well, former Challenger Circuit team, current low-level or mid-level amateur team, basically, because they're on a Challenger Circuit. Either way, they used to be on that team. Sam for Soccer also used to be on that team as well, but he has since been replaced on that squad. But no hard feelings, clearly, because they're teaming up in the AVGL. Giggle, he played with Sam for Soccer last season in the AVGL. Bomberman, kind of the odd one out, but he's been floating around on teams, and I do believe that he's teamed with some of these players before, whether it's in AVGL or in amateur stuff, other things, Friday Night Smite, Smite Central, Combine, etc. Wouldn't be shocked, but I'm not 100% on that, so don't quote me there. Tarrant County College, well, this is your incumbent team. Data Remember and Osoth, really the big standout names there, joined by Dingo Dow, Cardiac, and Puckham, and I say those are the two standout names because they're both looking for the three-peat in terms of championships here. Dingo Dow and Cardiac looking for their second one. Dingo second in a row. Cardiac second in 3 years. He won year 1, lost year 2, won year 3. Puckham, the odd man out here. So in terms of the dynamics of these within these teams, Stony Brook is very much so the kind of, or has been anyways, the Lil Sammy and Giggle show. Those two have been an unstoppable force together. Do not let Giggle get Kavarakin. Do not let Sammy get his Hoonbots. I mean, last year, that was the god he dazzled me on, and this year Hoonbots is really good in the meta, so it's just been an incredible performance coming out from those two players specifically. Bomberman, he's been very middle of the line. He's not losing you games, he's not winning you games. He's had a couple good performances, he had a couple mediocre performances. He always seems to do as well as his team lets him do. Mando Warrior likes to style in the duo lane as much as he can, which could be a problem in this matchup. And Mort has always impressed me from the support role, from the standpoint of he's really good at getting his team ahead, which helps a lot when you have players like Sammy and Giggle on your team, and Mando as well. It really does help that Mando can get further along within this matchup. This is going to be where he runs into some opposition, though. Tarrant County, I'm sure that everybody recognizes one name on this roster, Data Remember. So I'm going to talk about him last, actually, because I don't need to say anything there, really. Cardiac and Puckham, kind of the odd ones out here. They were a part of AVGL team TCC Forever Gold last season, where they're actually beaten by the remainder of the Tarrant County roster. So it was kind of a merging of those two teams. Originally, Puckham was in the solo lane, but now he's found himself in the jungle after Fino K got called up to the big leagues, and we do not let professional players compete in our league, so Fino K, congrats to him on Sword Gaming. Osoth was brought in, though, after that, and Osoth is a very strong solo laner. He's a big bully type personality, which is how Puckham was. But now Puckham finds himself in the jungle where he looks a little shaky, honestly. He's kind of had a couple okay games, but it's been a lot of rough transition periods for him. And Cardiac, once again, is kind of another one of those players that always seems to do as well as his team lets him. Dingo Dow in that support role is just constantly aggressive, known for his Sobek play. It's like the joke is, can he play any other god? We don't know. But no, he can definitely play other gods, but no matter what, he's in your face, and he wants to fight you. Data Remember, though, is the man who hasn't lost in the AVGL yet. He's run the Challenger Circuit. He's run everything. It feels like this is just one of your biggest standout players just in general if you cross all amateur Smite stuff. And hopefully not for much longer. I want him to make it to the SBL. But right now he's got to go against Stony Brook for this one. So he's kind of the hard carry of this team. Really the way that Tarrant has worked more often than not is you have your mid-3 rotating to get their side lanes further ahead. The bigger Osoth and Day are, the better off you'll be. And Day, he's got no problems not fighting you, just going to the end game and killing your entire team, because he does that over and over again. But he'll still fight you in that dual lane. He'll take the solo kill or two, which against Mando Warrior, who wants to fight you in that dual lane, it's going to be interesting to see really kind of who can come out on top of that. But Day's played against aggressive hunters before, notably Benny Q in the Challenger circuit. He's okay with, letting sleeping lions lie, or sleeping dogs lie, I guess is the expression. I don't know my expressions. So, where do I look at on this matchup? I really am looking at the core three for both of these teams, because Mando and Giggle can handle themselves, Day and Osoft can handle themselves, Mort, Bomber, Sam for Soccer, taking on Dingo, Cardiac, and Puckham. This is a very interesting matchup because Sammy is definitely a standout to me. Mort is also a standout. I mean, there's really three standouts for me personally on both of these teams. And Sammy and Mort make up the core, make up two members of the core for Stony Brook. And for Tarrant County, there's only one member there, and that's Dingo. As Dingo is, once again, good at getting his team ahead. He also just maybe happened to get himself ahead. So, in all honesty, I think that where this matchup is going to play out most is what team makes best use of pressure that they get on certain sides of the map. Because no matter what, somebody's going to have pressure somewhere. I mean, Giggle and Osoft, somebody's going to want to come out on top of that. Sammy's going to want to make sure somebody comes out on top of that. Cardiac, he might come out on top because they pay a little bit more attention to the mid lane. Bomber, same story there. Osoft, he wants to come out ahead. Day, Mando, you want Day ahead. You want him to get to the end game further. So who comes out on top of that one? I think that's a great point to look at for where it is. And because of that, I'm actually giving the edge to Stony Brook. I'm saying, officially speaking, I'm saying 2-1 Stony Brook over Tarrant County. I think that Tarrant County is raw mechanically much better than Stony Brook, and these players overall have arguably found some more success, most notably Day on this team has found more success overall than the side of Stony Brook. But Sam, Giggle, Mort, Mando, Bomber, these 5 players play as a team. They really, really do, and they're a good unit together. And because they've been playing together on and off for however long, Day, Osoft, Dingo, all technically have experience playing with each other in the AVGL, never anything beyond that. Cardiac and Puckham have experience playing with each other in the AVGL, never anything beyond that. As well as, the number one thing to me is Lil Sammy is an incredible jungler. He's so good, and I've always thought that about him. Puckham, he looks rough in the jungle. He's really, really rough in the jungle. This is not his position at all, and he's so much better in the solo lane. If this was Fine OK in the jungle and Puckham in the solo lane, I'd be more inclined to maybe say Tarrant County wins this one, or maybe I would. But the reality is that I personally believe that Stony Brook will be the better unit here. They'll beat Tarrant County 2-1, which is not what you would expect here, but that is going to be my official prediction. So, who will come out on top? Tune in tomorrow on High Res TV to find out the conclusion of the AVGL Smite Championships. I've been D-Sync, so you can let me know if you disagree with me or not, but be sure to stick around for more great collegiate content coming out of the AVGL and games beyond Smite as well. So, I'll see all of you the next time.